This is good. I see there's good, robust conversations, and we are telling each other our story. Fantastic. So now that we've become comfortable with talking to each other and sharing our story with each other, the biggest test after sharing your story with your neighbor is to share your story with other people. That's the hardest part. It's easy for us to know our own story. We know our journey in business, but to now share it with others is not easy. Let me share something with you. As a business owner, every single one of us is a public speaker. Every single one of us is a public speaker. We all have a responsibility to speak in public about our business. We must tell people what we do, why we do it, why they should care so that they can buy from us. So every single one of us is a public speaker, all right? And we need to practice telling our story. So who's going to volunteer as the first person? If you don't volunteer, I'll have to pick you myself, and that may not be as nice. All right, roaming Mike, you can come to the front. Just 2 minutes. Anything longer than 2 minutes means you don't know your story. All right, 2 minutes, who you are, what you do, and what your story is. Go for it.
Morning, everyone. Introduce myself already. I'm Monetise. I'm a baker. So how I started the bakehouse is that I matriculated school in 2023, only to find out that my mom would not afford my tertiary fees. So I went through a very depressed time, but during that time I told myself I'm going to be resilient with my dream. So I took up cleaning jobs actually to start up a bakehouse. So I charged 150 to clean someone's home, and I had a target to do 5 jobs a day. And with that, I was able to buy equipment to start the bakehouse and start selling. During the way, I met actually someone that I took as a mentor, and they really did help me in terms of confidence and going out there for my business. But I realized that she did not share the same vision as me. And one thing about me, I'm very resilient about what exactly I want to do. Like I said, this is just not a business for me, but I'm actually building a brand. So we had to part our ways, but with that, I took so much knowledge from him and got exposed to great people such as Chef Naki, who was recently on MasterChef. And with him, I was able to get one meeting with him where he just inspired me so much. So the bakehouse for me is more than just a business, but a brand with a purpose. And that's how I started my business. And I used to be so ashamed because every friend of mine went to university and I was the only one who couldn't go. But I used that as a motivating factor that there's many ways to accomplish your dream and never give up.
Sure. I love that. Well done. Let's give Monetise a round of applause. That is such a beautiful story, Monetise. I really love it. And you know, given the fact that we are even in Women's Month, and I'm thinking of all these different Women's Month events that are happening, they need to hear from you. They need to hear your story of resilience. Youth Month, we need to hear from people like you that can actually motivate. And you said, this is, we're more than just baking. We are building a legacy. And I really, really like that. That could be your tagline. You could put that on your advertising material. So that is absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing your story. Who's the next person that's going to share their story? Great, roaming Mike, you can come down this side. Fantastic. I see the side is brave. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. Side A, I see you.
Okay, my name is Verity. I stay in Spring West. My business is called Eldorado Design. I'm in the business of creating a culture of wearing African print. I love what you're wearing. Or FME people, you guys will keep that up. I love African print. It is my unique style. In South Africa, we're extremely westernized culture. We are influenced by Western designing style. And so, for example, if I go to a traditional wedding, or I want to, it's Heritage Day, it's not easy for me to pick up an item and go to the retail outlets and purchase it. So Verity designs and manufactures clothing with quality African print, and we take that experience to the comfort of our customers' homes. And as a young designer with no experience, I've come to realize that this skill puts bread on my table. So the vision is to take this skill, transfer it into my local community so that our unemployed young people, older folk, can take this skill and feed their families. We're going into a digital age. If you do not have a skill, you will not be able to feed your families. People are losing jobs.
Yes.
So that is the vision. Skill our people, even the skill of sewing, so that they can feed their families.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I love that. Sure. You know, the interesting thing when people share their stories is sometimes you see the vision. You see the vision that they have for their business. And I'm thinking to myself, seeing an article of Verity in a magazine and saying, sowing hope for the future. Doesn't that sound befitting of you? Write that down, because we need to see beyond what our eyes can see. We need to be able to plant our vision into other people. And the way to plant that vision is to share your story. And the more you tell your story, the more you can use your story as part of your marketing and advertising. Let me share a secret with you that we have as an advantage as small businesses over big businesses. Yes, big businesses do have a budget. Yes, big businesses do have a high staff count. But do you know what they don't have? They don't have a story. They don't have your story. They can't tell Verity's story or Monetise's story. It's not possible. One of the biggest competitive advantages that we have is our story. You can get radio interviews because of your story. You can approach events and say, I want to be a speaker because of your story. You can run ads on social media because of your story. You can take your story and put it on a flyer and distribute it to other people. You can talk about your story. So your story can grow legs and it can take you far. Even the people that are going to be pitching here later on, they're telling us their story. So your story is something that I want you to get comfortable with. All right, let's hear from two more people and then we will continue. Who's going to share their story with me next? Let's get somebody in this area. There we go, roaming mic. Let's go to the gentleman at the back.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
My name is Moses. I'm coming from a company called Open Door Furniture. We started our business in 2019. Apparently, we were a furniture manufacturing company. We had a staff of about 18 people that we employed. Then COVID happened, you know. We invested everything in that business. Unfortunately, COVID happened. We had to restructure our business concept because it was not working. No one was buying furniture at the time. We then diversified our business. We started getting into construction. Fortunately, we were appointed by Cosmopolitan in Portia Glen to build houses. We started building houses and started getting returns. We made pretty good money. We then diversified our scope of work. We went to telecommunication. We were subcontracted by Vuma Telecoms. We built a lot of places in Soweto. We also expanded our scope. I know you guys are getting confused. You know, we then expanded our scope as well. We have a gambling shop, a Betway gambling shop down the road. So our story eventually is to inspire our fellow business people. Don't hold on to one job for so long if you don't make returns, because the bottom line in business is to put money and get returns. If you hold on to your dream for so long, you start bleeding money, you lose your confidence. Now, the reason why we had to diversify our scope of work was because COVID-19 taught us a lot, that you don't have to depend on one aspect of business.
Yes.
You need to create another. You need to diversify other revenue streams. So if you're not making money on the left, at least make an income on the right so that you can be able to feed your left hand side that is not making money. So Open Door is in good standing. We are getting into the security space. We are busy with the paperwork. So our company is growing. Thanks a lot.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I really do resonate with the story of resilience. Let's have a very quick, honest conversation. Business is not easy. There are stumbling blocks that we come across. There are potholes along the way that we do not foresee. Sometimes we may need to close our business. Sometimes we may need to restructure. Sometimes we may need to go in a different direction. There's no shame in that. There's no shame in changing the game plan. If you have to close your business, there's no shame in that either. A business closing down does not mean that you have failed. You, as the business owner, have not closed shop. The shop is closed. You haven't. You are the brain and the genius behind everything that you do. So if any of you right now are in a position where you might need to go back to the drawing board, you might need to relook things a little bit, you might need to stop creating a certain product, introduce something new, please understand that it is part of business. You know, a lot of times when people tell of our story of Papa and I and growing our retail businesses, they'll talk about how we had several shops all around the country. Nobody talks about the number of shops we had to close. It is devastating because as business owners, our businesses are like our little babies. and we do not want to let it go. But as business owners, we have to be able to be agile. We have to be able to adapt to changes. Do you need a few days off just to mourn the dream? Of course. Take the pity party. Maybe have a slice of cake. It's okay. Tomorrow you will wake up stronger again, and then you continue. So the story that has been shared of resilience and adapting, I think, is a very, very important one. Sometimes the story we need to share with others is not always going to be rooted in positivity. There's a young lady that we met at the Soweto workshop, and unfortunately, because she was a victim of an assault, she actually then came up with a bell that when she rings it, it then is able to alert your neighbors that you are in danger, and it sends them the GPS coordinates. Sometimes your test will be your testimony. All right. So your story sometimes requires you to be brave, to share your story, to share your journey, so that people can understand the benefit of what it is that you are offering. Am I making sense? Fantastic. Now, once I'm harping on this, because this is one of the things that sets us apart as business owners compared to big businesses. Once you've got your story, you need to weave it as part of your business. Weave it as part of your business. Share the journey. So Verity, for example, with fashion, she might be thinking, I don't know what to post on social media. I don't know what to share. Maybe I don't have a new design. Show yourself going out fabric shopping. Show yourself going out fabric shopping. Show us sketching your designs. Show how you select this fabric over another fabric. Show us how you stitch the clothes onto a mannequin. Show a before and after of a client. Share your challenges with us as well. Sure, guys, I went to a supplier and they didn't have the right buttons. But you know, as a business owner, I had to select a different type and it's worked. Look at the finished product. When you bring us with you along on your journey of your story, we become a part of your business. And when we become a part of your business, we want to buy from you. Not only do we want to buy from you, we evangelize you. Even if I'm not looking for an African print dress, if somebody tells me they're going to a traditional wedding, who am I going to tell them to go to? I'll say go to Verity. Why? Because she's taking us on her journey. Am I making sense? Yes. So when you have your story, you weave it into your marketing. The next thing you need to do is you must show up consistently. You must show up consistently. Consistently showing up means that you are always looking for a way to put yourself in front of your ideal customer. I hate to break it to you, your customer is not going to just knock on your door and walk into your house. We have to go out there and look for them. Where is my customer? And how do I place myself in front of my customer? Your customer could be another individual. Your customer could be another business. Now, when you build a personal brand, you are able to go into spaces to talk about your business that your business cannot go into. Let me give you a very simple example. Let us use the example of Ntabiseng with her baking. Because of her story of resilience, she can actually write a press release. Use AI, use ChatGPT, use Gemini. Write an article, edit your article, and submit it to local radio stations, local television stations, local newspapers. Because now you've got a story to tell that is worth reading and that is worth listening to. If you just submit about your business, they'll be like, oh, it's just another catering company. But after hearing her story, wouldn't you want to read about it? Exactly. So you want to now take the story of your personal brand and show up consistently. Look for events and spaces where you can be able to show up, where you can be able to share your story, where you can get visibility for your business. So you also need to think to yourself, whether it's online or offline, because there's nothing wrong with traditional marketing, whether it's online or offline. If you know, for example, that your community or your ideal customer goes to church every Sunday, you need to be posting things on the church notice board because you know that they go to church every Sunday. If your ideal customer takes the taxi to work in the morning and comes back in the afternoon, you need to be marketing your business at the taxi rank. So you go to where your customer is. If your customer is online, you need to post on social media. We can't run away from it. You need to be consistent. Don't do something once and say it doesn't work. I went to an event, I exhibited once, I didn't make a sale, therefore exhibitions don't work. You need to do it consistently to build momentum over time. I'll share my own story with you. I remember in 2020, I wanted to start mentoring entrepreneurs within the online space. And I thought to myself, how do I prove to people that I've got this knowledge to share with them that is going to help them grow their business? I know I've got the knowledge. They don't know I've got the knowledge. How do I bridge the gap? I then decided I'm going to just close my eyes, and every single Wednesday at 6 p.m., I'm going to go live on Instagram. Every single Wednesday at 6 p.m., I'm going to go live on Instagram and share my knowledge. It doesn't matter where I am. If I'm in the car at 6 o'clock, I'm doing the live in the car. If I'm at a restaurant, I'm going to excuse myself, go outside, do the live, and come back. But for 1 year, every Wednesday at 6 o'clock, I'm going to go live. Let me tell you, the first day I did it, honestly, I wish the ground would just swallow me whole. I went live. It was blurry. I didn't know what I was doing. I faked my confidence. Hi, everybody. My name is Hetty, the entrepreneur, and I am going to be your business coach. Every single Wednesday, you and I have an appointment. I'm going to share my knowledge with you. There were 2 people on the live. I felt so silly. And I kept teaching and teaching. After a while, I think there was 1 person left on the live. But I did not let it discourage me. The first time that you are going to do anything, it's going to be embarrassing. It's going to be painful, but you need to keep doing it anyway. The second week, there were 5 people, then 10 people. And then they're like, oh, I think she knows what she's talking about. Then they tagged other people, and then it grew from there. Please do not make the mistake of looking at somebody's day 1,000 and comparing it to your day 1. You're going to get discouraged. Be consistent. If it means every Saturday you wake up and you go to the flea market, every Saturday you wake up and you go to the flea market. Do whatever it is you need to do. If you want to be a public speaker, you might need to speak on stages for free. Before you speak on the big stage, have you spoken on the stage at church? Have you spoken on the stage of the society? Have you spoken on the stage at your friend's high tea? Because we all need to start somewhere. Are we together? So we need to be consistent. I hope I'm not being too hard on you, am I? Can I go deeper?
Yes.
Because I'll go deeper. I'll go deeper. The point that I am making is that we need to take ourselves seriously as a business. If we treat ourselves like we are a hobby, I'm just running a clothing business. I'm just a makeup artist. We are going to treat you like that. So if you treat yourself like it's a hobby, you will get hobby results. If you treat yourself like you are running a business, you will get business results. Are we together? Now, the beauty with building a personal brand is that the other element of building a personal brand is that it provides you with another stream to monetize. The knowledge and the skill that you have in running your business, you can sell it. The knowledge and the skill you have in running your business, you can sell it. You have knowledge and skill that somebody else does not have, that is looking for that information and is willing to pay for it. So if we take the baking business, for example, there is somebody who's going to look at Nthabiseng and think, I also want to start a baking business. I wish somebody could teach me. Where do I source the flour at a reasonable price? Where do I source the relevant ingredient? How do I approach my pricing? How do I market to get customers? How do I know what items I should bake and the quantities I should bake? How do I buy my equipment? Where do I start? Nthabiseng, who's been running her business for some time, has got that knowledge and information. She can put that in a book. She can put that in a course. She can put that in a masterclass. She can put that into a support group. So even as you are building your business, you are also building a revenue stream for your personal brand. Am I making sense? All right, fantastic. The next thing that is important for you to think about is your platform. Your platform. Where am I going to show up and show myself on social media and various other platforms? Is it WhatsApp? Is that where my community is? How many of you heard about today's workshop on WhatsApp? Please put your hand up. Yes, about today's workshop. Please keep your hands up. Take a look and look around the room. That is a platform. That is a platform. You can decide for yourself that I'm going to use WhatsApp as my primary platform. Maybe your customers on Facebook, that can be your platform. Maybe your platform is email marketing. Your customers look at their emails every day. Instagram, TikTok, Google. Google is a platform. Where do we go to when we are searching for something? We go to Google, right? The beauty with being on Google is you find people at the point of searching. It's beautiful. You don't need to convince them to search. They're already searching. You just need to make sure that when they search for what you offer, they find you. So if you are in plumbing, if you're a carpenter, if you are in accounting, if you are a coach, if you are a consultant, if you are a lawyer, you cannot afford to not be on Google. You cannot afford to not be on Google. I'm telling you that you are leaving money on the table. And you can be on Google without having a website. So you need to register your business on Google My Business. Write that down. Google My Business. So you go onto Google itself and type in Google My Business. Once you are there, you register your business on Google. It'll ask for your business name, where you are located. You'll say you're in Eldorado Park. What do you do? If you've got pictures of any of your products and services, you can do that. If you've got a place that you are operating from, you can put your location there so that when people are looking for you on Google Maps, they can come straight to your business. So Google can be your platform. You choose your primary platform. That is where the majority of your audience is. If you know you're looking to attract corporates, you can't tell me you're not on LinkedIn, because what are we doing exactly? What exactly are we doing? You can't tell me you're not on LinkedIn. So you don't have to have your primary platform being every platform. I'm not saying go and dance on TikTok. That's not what I'm saying to you. Unless you are looking to attract young people, that is also fine. Also, you can be on those platforms without doing what everyone else is doing. You will not catch me dead on TikTok dancing, but I'm there sharing my knowledge. All right. So your primary platform is where the majority of your audience is. You now need to be consistent on that platform. You need to share your story with us. Who are you? Where are you from? Why are you in the business that you are in? Why are you passionate about your business? Who are you looking for? Are you on a mission? What is your mission? I'm on a mission to teach 1,000 young people how to bake. I am on a mission to help SMEs balance their books with their accounting. I am on a mission to make your wedding day the best day of your life by designing the best wedding dress. Share that with us. Share your journey with us. There's a lady that was at the Kagiso, was it Kagiso? No, it was the Deep Spirit workshop, Mama Nonsa. And her story is so amazing because she makes peanut butter. And one of the things that she said is that, you know what, I'm not good with social media. I'm going to use WhatsApp and I will share my story there. So on her WhatsApp stories, she keeps sharing sourcing of the nuts, how she crushes the nuts, how she waits a few days, then it turns into peanut butter, how she makes it the creamiest peanut butter, the bottling of it, and all of that. Every day, she's just sharing on her WhatsApp stories. And through sharing, somehow it got shared onto social media, and she recently got called by a big retailer to distribute the peanut butter. Share your story, be consistent, and use the free platforms that are available to us. Use the free platforms that are available to us. The final thing I want you to think about when building your personal brand and using it as a link and a funnel to your business is, what do you want to be associated with your name? What do you want to be associated with your name? When you are not in the room, there are conversations that we are having about you. There are conversations your customers are having about you. What are they saying? Are they saying, wow, I've never had such good service? Are they saying, sure, the quality is amazing, but you will wait forever? Are they saying, sure, she's talented, but not so friendly, hey? Are they saying, the prices are high, but I don't know what I'm paying for? Listen, we are having a conversation about you. We are. The question is, what is the conversation? And what are you going to do to make sure that we are having the conversation you want us to have about you? Those of you that have 1 or 2 staff members, are they representing you in the way that you want them to represent you? Because maybe you're not in the business every day, but your staff is dealing with your customers. Are they friendly like you are friendly? Are they professional like you are professional? So we need to think about what are the words we want to be associated with us. that people talk about when we are not in the room. That is managing the perception that we have about you. Are we together? That is managing the perception that we have about you. There are certain words that we think about when we think about certain brands. There are certain words that we think about when we think about certain brands. If I say F&B, you're automatically thinking, how can I help you? When we think of you and your business, what is the automatic thing that you want us to think about? And then I want you to show up as that version of yourself. I want you to show up as the version of yourself that is confident, the version of yourself that is proud of what is said about you in the room when you are not there, the version of yourself that is consistent on your chosen platform, the version of yourself that tells your story, the version of yourself that shows up as a business because you understand that you are the chief marketing officer of your business. Nobody is going to sell it better than you. That is how you begin to build your personal brand as a funnel to your business. And you know what's amazing when you do that? People around you begin to pick up on your energy. Energy transfers. How many times have you bought something? You're not that convinced about it, but the person selling it to you, they're so convinced that you borrow their energy, you borrow their confidence, because they tell you it's going to work, and they're so convinced that you end up borrowing and buying that thing. It happens all the time. When you begin to show up as a personal brand, everybody around you gets impacted by your energy, including your staff, including your customers. And that's when you begin to get unofficial brand ambassadors, people telling the good news story about you, even when you are not there. Are we together? Are we feeling confident to build our personal brands? All right, fantastic. So I want you to let this information begin to sink in and marinate in your spirit. I know we'll take a break after the masterclass. Then we want to be able to open the floor to take your questions. You might have a specific question relating to your business, relating to where you are in your business right now, relating to your industry. We want to have that conversation and be able to answer those questions for you. All right. Are we going to build our personal brands? Yes. One thing I need to tell you is you're going to have to do it afraid. I'm terribly sorry. You are going to have to do it afraid because it is scary. It is scary to put yourself out there. It is scary to show your face. It is scary when you feel like, hey, I'm not yet there, I'm not yet perfect, but let me do it anyway. I want to remind you that there is only one thing that cures fear. Only one. Not thinking about the fear, not replaying it in your head, not talking to friends and family about the fear, not massaging the fear. The only thing that cures fear is action. That is the only thing that cures fear, is action. The minute you take action, you disempower the fear. It no longer exists, and it no longer has a hold over you. And often at times you will find that when you take the action, you discover that the thing you feared wasn't even that big anyway. Have you noticed that? Hey, you will massage it, you'll dream about it, you'll have coffee dates about your fear. And then when you actually do it, you realize it wasn't even that big of a deal. So the only thing that cures fear is action. So from today onwards, let's make the decision to build our personal brand, to evangelize and talk about our business, and to take the action that is going to beat the fear. Are we together? Are we in agreement? Then let us affirm it. Let's be on our feet standing. Let's be on our feet standing.
When I practice
Let us affirm it.
on your right with the hoodie,
Please repeat after me.
bring the mic to
I am a personal brand. I will tell my story. I will not be shy. I will be consistent. I will show up. I will sell. And I will monetize. Now give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you so much for that, Hetty. How was that? Let's give Hetty another round of applause. Hey. Oh. Very good. I'm so glad. I saw a lot of you taking notes. I saw some of you taking video notes. Wow, very good. So, we're encouraging you to be able to utilize this information even later. Sometimes I even get shocked myself. I'm sitting there listening some of the notes that I took. She said, your test may be your testimony. Hey, this woman, it's my wife. So that was really good to see. So we're going to be breaking off into the networking session. And what I'll let you know just beforehand, I'm going to do 2 examples for you to utilize in terms of networking that you can utilize today, but even after today as well. Where's the roaming mic? Okay. Can you bring the roaming mic to that gentleman who's got a red on the hoodie there? And I want to see if you are going to be able to test to see what I am doing here. So hi, my name is Papa. What is your name?
Devro.
Devro?
Yes.
Devro. Thank you. Devro, where are you based?
I'm from Eldorado Park.
You're from Eldorado Park. Okay, thank you, Devro. And Devro, how did you hear about this event?
On WhatsApp.
On WhatsApp.
Yes.
Okay, and Devro, what business do you have, Devro?
We have a building maintenance business.
Okay. And Devro, how long have you had that building maintenance business, Devro?
Not long at all. It's a year now.
Okay. Thank you so much, Devro. And Devro, did you gain any value from what you heard earlier today, Devro?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much. Give Devro a round of applause. Now, did anybody notice what I did there? How many times did I say Devro's name? Did you pick up on that? When you meet somebody new, use their name as often as possible when you meet them. A man's name to him is the sweetest name in any language. Use their name. Because now when I see him, what's in my head? Devro. Very simple. Many of us, we don't know the names of people that we've met. Use it as many times in the beginning. Okay. Then the second thing I want to showcase, when you meet somebody, follow these 3 steps. Move them from a stranger to somebody who's been part of your network. Step number 1, ask questions. Ask questions. So many times you'll meet somebody new, and perhaps because of nerves, you just start vomiting information about yourself. No. Ask questions. Show that you are interested and stop trying to be interesting. Ask questions. That's step number 1. Then step number 2, find a connection. Find a connection with this person as you are asking questions. In a room like this, it's easy to find a connection because we can easily talk about business. And it's something that's easy to be able to do. But when you're out there, find a connection to the questions that you're asking. Even guys do this so easily, don't we? What's the easiest way to find a connection? Football. And I'm suffering. I support Manchester United. It's not easy. Find a connection. Then step number 3, go in that direction. Go in the direction where you have found a connection. It makes the relationship so seamless. And then you move somebody from being a stranger to them being part of your network. Because we've all heard before, which is that your network can become your net worth, right? And have the correct attitude when you do this. I was approached, where were we? I think it was in Kagiso by a gentleman looking to help. He wanted me to help him find somebody who can support his business. And I said, great, there's so many people here. And he says to me, no, I don't want to, the people here, everybody here doesn't have money. I told him that's such a poor attitude. There was a lady yesterday in Cosmo. She was exhibiting with her business. She had marble stones that's utilized for kitchens and all types, and she does interior design and everything. And she came to us at the end and she said, wow, I couldn't believe it. I made a sale today. There's a lady that I'm booked for next week to come and redo the entire kitchen. The bill is going to be 90,000 Rand.
Wow.
Never underestimate the network that's available to you. Don't undermine anybody, okay? So what we're gonna do, we'll have the networking break. So just to let you know, the bathrooms, if you go straight, it's on the left as well. The exhibitors are on the sides. I've spoken to the exhibitors. They say that they will even accept sympathy buys. If you go there and say, oh, shame, here, take my money, let me take this, they will take your money. So please make sure to support the exhibitors as well. The F&B team, they're right there at the back. Today, you don't have to go to the branch. I brought them here for you. Go and ask them the questions about how they can be able to help you in your businesses. There's a lady here, Nicole, as well, who looks after ESD, that's Enterprise Supply and Development. Go and ask her, how can you be able to help me? What offerings does F&B have to be able to help me? Who here knows the F&B payment system called Geo Payments? Does anybody know Geo Payments? Okay, over here. Great. So that means all of you here must go and ask them, what is Geo Payments? How does it work? It allows you to receive payments. If you don't have a POS machine, it goes straight from somebody's account via your cell phone into your account as well. Go and ask them, how does that work? That Papa Business Stage mentioned it. Go and ask them. They're waiting for you over there. Okay. Have I left anything else out? No, that's it for now. Okay, I'll let you know when to come back. We'll now go into a networking break. Okay, cool. There's tea and coffee still at the back there as well. Okay, thank you.
I must capture that video of you thanking them.
Yeah, I'm first gonna pick on 2 people, then afterwards I'll do that. Thank you. So you capture me saying it when I finish, then you just show, because now it looks neater now. Huh? I printed them, I didn't bring them. I printed them, I didn't bring them. Yeah, the judging forms.
So you're gonna bring? Should I find some way to print?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's money in the. I want to test to see if the networking was being done or if you were just getting popcorn. And I want to see, I'm going to pick on somebody that I met. I'm going to pick and see, where's Llewellyn Hobbs? Okay, cool. Romy, Mike, bring here. I want to test to see if you met and were networking. I also want to see if you know the name of the person that you are networking with. Let us know, obviously, your name and one business that you met during the break. If we can all give Llewellyn a chance, if we can just shh. Thank you, Llewellyn. Let us know one business that you met during your networking break.
Thank you. During the networking break was MLT fragrances, right over there. Husband and wife, or soon to be husband and wife. They mix their own fragrances, husband and wife. They mix their own fragrances. Also have some natural fragrance products and so forth. So yeah.
Cool, excellent. Thank you. Give me a round of applause for that. Thank you for networking there. I appreciate that. Then I also met Paulette. Where's Paulette? Okay, Paulette is there. I want to test to see if you're networking. Who did you meet during this break? And I want to see if you remember their name.
Good morning. So I'm Paulette Daniels, the CEO and founder of Daniels & Co. HR Consulting. I had the pleasure of meeting Intabi Singh over here, the Navy jacket. Intabi Singh is part of Forever Living Business, which is a health and wellness line. Is from the East Products work for her, and 7 years later, she's taken the plunge and she's become a personal, ambassador for this brand from a personal perspective and a business perspective.
Wow, very detailed. You guys are very good. Give a round of applause for that. Wow. Jeez. That's really great. I really appreciate that. Thank you. And as I mentioned, make sure to utilize these skills, whether it is today or next, going forward at any other segment. Okay, we're now then going to go into the next segment, which will be the Q&A segment, and then also to be the collaboration segment. And then just before we start, I just wanted to take this opportunity again. I wanted to take this opportunity again to just allow and welcome Hetty back to the stage so that we can be able to continue this section. So Hetty, please, you can sit there.
All right, fantastic. So now we're going to go into our Q&A session. And this is the session where we answer any burning questions that we have from the floor. The question could be related to building your personal brand, which is our theme for today. So if you have any questions that came up from the masterclass relating to your business, you can certainly ask your question. Or it's also an access to information and knowledge session. Maybe you've got a question relating to your business that isn't even related to personal branding. That is also fine as well. So this is a session where we can just connect with each other and be able to answer the burning questions that we have. All right. So I'm not sure if there's anybody who's got a burning question. You can raise your hand, and then the roaming mic is going to then come to you, okay? And then we'll be able to answer. Like we said at the beginning of the session, there are no silly questions. And whatever question you're asking, there's a high possibility that there's somebody else in the room who is also looking for an answer to that question. All right. So I'm not sure if we've got any questions at the moment on the floor. I did get some questions from you guys during the networking, so I'm happy to kick off with that, if there isn't a question as yet on the floor to start us off. Okay, fantastic. Interestingly enough, I was having a conversation earlier on during the networking session with a lady who was asking all about funding. And I did refer her to go to the FNB team at the back, because they are best placed to actually be able to help when it comes to funding, etc. But one of the things I've seen is that when people ask about that, they're not always aware of the different types of funding that's actually available. Papa, maybe you can chat to us a little bit around that area and how we can actually get ourselves a little bit funding ready as businesses, because that's one of the questions that I got during the networking. So I thought, let's start off with that.
Okay, so one of the things that I've seen is that there's quite a lot of different funding institutions, and the onus is generally on us to go and find out what are the different funding institutions, because some of them actually have mandate to participate in very specific areas within the economy. Some of them, it can be in agriculture or ICT, the technology space, retail space, so it's quite different. So for instance, what one could do, I mean, you can go and check on Google or use something like ChatGPT to go and look at the different funding institutions that exist for the area that we work in. So of course the FNB team is with there, but it's also upon us to go and research and do that. One of the interesting things that we saw last year, we had a partner, it was a different partner where we ran a seminar. It was a funding summit. It was a funding summit that we ran last year. And one of the partners that came there was so interesting. They had been given, it's about $120 million specifically for looking primarily to fund women in agriculture. So 120 million didn't have to go solely to women, but they were looking for women in agriculture. And that funding was going to expire in August. Because not enough people had applied. And it happens often with these institutions where funds are made available, not enough people apply. And it was a bit sad because I said, but we've got access to so many SMMEs that need this. And I told them, your marketing sucks. Their marketing is not good at all. And unfortunately, they sent back, it was about $80 million that they sent back that August. So the onus is on us to go and check, okay, this is my area, go and Google for potential funders in that area. And something to look out for, don't be afraid if you find areas that institutions generally want to fund, look to see how you can also get involved in that type of area. There's a reason that they've been given mandates to fund in that area. Perhaps there's a view from either a government or a policy level where they see that this can drive more sustainability and sustainable businesses in that. That's quite often because we look at what's going on geopolitically, and we see a huge gap that's going to exist going forward where it comes to agriculture, especially supplying to the Chinese market, because their soil is terrible. But through the association with BRICS and everything, it's become very clear that they need more agricultural products. And it's something that I've seen that, oh wow, this is something that people really should be considering, where they might actually need to change what they are growing and look to see what would make sense for the Chinese market and things like that. Yeah.
All right, fantastic. So I think that that's a very good feedback there. And of course, the first point of departure is always going to be the FNB team at the back. I think one of the things that we also make a mistake is not thinking about what type of funding you're actually looking for and what you want to actually do with it. Often at times a person will just give a round figure, but what is it for? Is it to buy equipment? Is it to buy machinery? Is it for working capital? What is it for? Because then they can be able to point you in the right direction. All right, fantastic. Do we have any questions on the floor? Please do raise your hand so that we can be able to assist you. It can be related to your personal branding or just general business questions as well. And then we'll be able to bring the roaming mic to you. All right, we'll be able to bring the roaming mic to you. Papa, I want to, oh, okay, we've got a question there. I think we've got two of them actually. So we'll start with the lady and then we'll
Yes, seeing as it's Women's Month, let's please start with the lady.
Thank you. How does one get in touch and how do you connect with business mentors? I know that there's a lot online, you know, there are various ways of educating yourself about business if you're new to it. But if one desires to actually connect with a business mentor, then you can walk a journey with, to really teach you the tricks of the trade, like for example what we had today, it's so invaluable to me certainly. How does one plug into those sort of communities? Please.
You know, it's interesting. There are different types of business mentors that you can get. One of the most underrated types of business mentors are actually your business coaches. And the reason for that is because that's their full-time job. They're coaching entrepreneurs. They're in the ring with you and helping you build your business. Another thing also is if you've identified a mentor, a specific individual that you feel can actually mentor you and pour into you, I think it's important to then make yourself seen by that individual. So there are different ways of doing that. I remember when we identified Ian Furr, he is the founder of the Sorbet Group, the beauty brand, and you see it everywhere. We saw that he was speaking at an event, and if you bought a VIP ticket to that event, you would have lunch with the speakers. We didn't even have the money for the VIP tickets, but we borrowed it from the credit card, we bought the tickets, and we went. And use that opportunity of having lunch with the speakers to actually chat to him. And he was so open, so friendly. He was impressed that we had read his book and all of that. And he opened himself up to mentorship and even opened up his training academy for our staff to be trained there as well. sometimes we need to go the extra mile, especially if it is a busy individual, for them to be able to see and recognize us. One of the things I've seen with the mentorship relationship is that sometimes we need to understand what is mentorship exactly. Mentorship does not mean they're going to carry you through your business. It also doesn't mean they're going to execute for you. And your mentor does not owe you anything. That is important for us to know, because some people think they can get a famous mentor who's going to open doors for them. If they do it, great, but it cannot be then an expectation. So the mentorship relationship is driven by the mentee. You have to actually go out there and drive that relationship with your mentor. I know that Papa has some few other points with regards to this, because it's actually something that we were teaching about just the other day.
Yeah, I think the other thing that I'd like to mention, one shouldn't underestimate the impact and the power of being mentored through books. There's many individuals that I'll find that as we were looking to grow, that I wanted to access, and they were too busy for me. They're busy growing their businesses. But some of them had put their information and their thinking into books. And I never wanted to be somebody else, but I wanted their mind. I wanted their mind. And to give you an example, when we say, for instance, that Robert Kiyosaki was our mentor all of those years, it's because I read every single one of his books, some of them 3 times. He's written 14 books. And you read a book and you are in a 9-hour conversation with this person. You are arguing with them, going back and forth, they're challenging you, but you don't see that your mind and your brain is pliable and it's being changed to be able to think completely differently. Such that now, this year, when we got the opportunity and spoke on stage at his Success Resources event, and we got to meet him because he wanted to find out, who's this that has read all of my books, sometimes 3 times, and now has gone and named their son after me. And we got to meet him. And then he asked, please, I want you to stay for dinner. And we told him, I mean, you've mentored us throughout all of the years, and this is how it impacted and changed us. That was the very first time we'd ever met him. But the information is there in the books. It's all there in the books, and never underestimate the power of reading and how it's able to shape and mentor you at the same time.
Sure, that's very, very powerful. Thank you so much. We had another question. I think it was up front here.
Hi, good morning.
Hi
My
there.
name is Cedric. Can I speak without the mic? Can I speak without the mic? Yeah, my name is Cedric. Me and my brother run a digital marketing business, not a digital service business, everything from digital marketing to web design, as well as we run a non-profit in Klipspruit West. My question to you is, as a business owner who has started multiple business, the young generation tells us that we need to create multiple sources of income, and our older generation tells us that you need to focus on one thing until you achieve a certain standard or certain goal. What would be the best way I should utilize my time, focusing on purely our profitable business, even if the businesses are slowly becoming profitable? Should we rather look at focusing on building teams around each business, or should we rather just look at focusing on one specific industry?
Okay, cool. I'll start off with that one. Both things are true. The wealthy have multiple streams of income. That is true. And at the same time, what is also true is that one needs to focus. So let me explain like this. We have seasons in our lives. We do have seasons. And many times, especially in the beginning, there's a season to be incredibly focused in one area, in one business. Like with us, we didn't start off with multiple businesses. We had one business that we were very, very focused on. And as that business grew and the things that we were learning, we were applying it in that business and it was growing. And then we learned now how to put systems in place to be able to limit our involvement in the business. That's when we started looking at other opportunities. So initially there needs to be an incredible amount of focus. And systems can be different in your business compared to somebody else's. I'll give you an example. When we had our retail businesses, and to let you know, we moved out of retail, we don't have those stores anymore. But I remember when we were growing the stores, and this is something so simple. We had 3 stores, and everything was manual. Everything was done in the book. Everything was manual. And when we looked to open a store in Nelspruit, now things were quite far, but everything was still done on paper. And it was only then that somebody helped us in terms of getting a system to be able to put everything in the shop onto the system, so that we could see what existed in each shop, the quantities, the sizes, and everything of the sort. And it's crazy that we were able to run it for so long without that system. But we didn't know that we needed it because it was working. Up until now, you need to go and make changes and grow, or you're starting to look at adding something else. So it's also important to look at what systems will be required in your business to be able to limit your involvement if you want to go and focus on something else.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. One of the things that I've seen with us as small businesses is that we're multi-skilled, multi-passionate, multi-talented. And so we want to have all of the balls in one air. But what we fail to realize is that if all the balls are in the air, definitely something is going to drop and fall. And often at times we are good at starting businesses. We're good at having a vision for a business. But the true test of a business is actually sustaining that business, making it profitable for a long time, and then even being able to pass it on or sell it or bring others in to expand it even further. So let us not do business just well and having multiple businesses that are doing well, as opposed to having 1 or 2 businesses that are doing extremely great. That then is a true test of a sustainable business. That's what I definitely say. All right. Do we have other questions? I think there's some here in the front. Roaming mic.
Thank you for the opportunity. So I have about 3 questions, but I'll just make them short. So my question for you is, how do I out the competition? Because something that I took time to do is understanding my industry, the pastry world, the baking world, and I wanted to do it from a local level because that's where I want to start locally before I become a global brand, right? So I'm very inspired by the pastry by Marble in Rosebank. They have a wonderful hybrid business. Basically, they started off with pastry just like I did. Now they're into skincare. And so as I'm growing, how do I out my competition, right? My second question is that I did a program called Siyazakela, and they were teaching us about funding readiness, right? Being aware of what the funders expect from us in their funding us. So we were encouraged that most funders are now funding businesses that work in partnerships instead of individuals. And that's because they want some sort of accountability from either a group of people or right? So as you guys are here, right, and teaching us how to monetize our businesses, would you suggest going along that route of, working with people who could potentially not understand the vision that you want for the business, or take a try and just, do it alone solo? And then I actually got a question from what Papa was saying about balance, right? One thing that I have done and accepted for myself is that I'm going to sacrifice certain things early on in my life, such as I honestly feel like my social life has declined, because my business thrives with me being there out for when I'm going out to see that I'm going out to market for the business, or when I'm at home, I'm working, during the day. So can you really have balance, with work life and your business, or should you just be willing to sacrifice certain things, like for example, social life, and just focus on building the business when you start?
Can I start off with that last question? There will be a period in your life where you're out of balance. There will be a period in your life where you're out of balance. As you're looking to grow, we all only have 24 hours in a day. None of us have got any more. There was a point I remember where we got incredibly serious. I'll go back to the retail business. There was just something that we were growing out of interest from the spare bedroom of the house. And only when we opened the first store, I recall now we actually had to move out. And we work in corporate. I mean, it's very serious work. They require a lot of time and energy and things of the sort. And I recall we were looking at growing this now when we had the first store, and we got rid of the TV. Like, we just took the TV and got rid of it completely for, it was about a year and a half, 2 years. It didn't exist in our home because we only have 24 hours in a day. We had to be completely out of balance. And there was a lot of things that we missed out on, but we were working on growing something. And what I just add is, when you are out of balance like that and working and growing, make sure that you're continuously educating yourself. Continuously educating yourself. What you're talking about, looking at the vision of what you like to grow into and looking at other companies and so on, never forget, like Hetty spoke about, don't compare somebody's day 2000 with your day 200. There's a growth level that's required. And I go back to the mindset required. That's why I knew I had to read so much, because the person that could handle the type of business that you are looking at and trying to go to is not the person you are today. And you need to grow into the type of person that can be able to handle a business like that. And that requires, unfortunately, a lot of education. It's a lot of discussion with other entrepreneurs, courses, but a lot of books. A lot of us, we shy away from books. We need to read them so that we can grow into the type of business leader that can have the business that we envision for ourselves and for the future.
100%. You know, when, to answer your question about competition, as small businesses, our responsibility is to look at, what do I have available to me that can make my competition irrelevant? Let me give you an example. There's a business that recently launched here in South Africa. It's called Foster's Cakes. You can check them out on social media, Foster's Cakes. When they entered into the South African market, they realized there are already a lot of people that are making beautiful cakes, birthday cakes, wedding cakes, graduation cakes, etc. There's no shortage. But there's no business that is making cakes for people who need a cake last minute. It's your friend's birthday and you forgot, and you need a cake within 2 hours to be able to give it to them, but with cake with their name on it, so it's personalized. Their business is Foster's Cakes. It does exactly that. It delivers the cake fast to you within 2 hours, no matter where you are. So they make the cakes and then they personalize the writing that is on the cake. So they were able to discover an area that they could be able to have a competitive advantage. What is your competitive advantage? So if I take you, for example, you're a young person, you're agile, you've got a great story, and you can actually utilize that to your benefit. You can recruit other young people as brand ambassadors for your business. Every time they refer a client to you, you give them a commission. By so doing and having agents for your business, what you end up doing is you are multiplying your voice in the marketplace. If you bake scones, you could have individuals that sell those scones on your behalf. So you're getting young people out there to build their own businesses by using your business as the foundation. You're on social media. You can get influencers or influential people to evangelize about your business. If somebody's birthday is coming up or something like that, send them a free cake and just ask them to post and tag you. So you have got agility that businesses that have been there for a long time, they're stuck in their ways and they're not willing to learn and do something new. So it's always a question of, how can I make enough noise about my business so that more people can see and hear about me. The last thing I'll talk about is with the partnerships. Partnerships are very, very good. When you enter into a partnership, you have to have shared values. You have to have a shared vision, and you also have to have the same kind of business and work ethic. Because you cannot look at where your business is now, you need to look at where it's going to be in future. Can I really work with this partnership in the long run? You don't always have to rush into it. Maybe you need to be at a space where you're confident in who you are, the value that you bring, and what you want out of the partnership, so that when it is time to have one, you've got a strong enough voice to make sure that you are getting out of it what you need to get out of it. So that's what I would say in terms of that. All right, fantastic. Do you have any other questions?
Just last question.
Yes.
I think this is the last question.
Sure.
But then at this stage, I will need to just exit the stage.
Okay.
And we can continue with the segment.
Okay, sure. No problem. So we can take one last question and then we'll go into our collaboration session. Where's our roaming mic? Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Hi there.
My name is Cynthia Mnako, or Skipper.
I work with Skills Village Radio, a radio station that advocates for the rights and ways for people with disabilities. From that, I was inspired to actually create a company for people living with disabilities. Many forms of times we find talent model agencies for people, anyone in general.
Yes.
Never specified for people with disabilities. We don't have any of that. So I came up with one, beauty cup. And the question that came before, based on generation, I don't know what anyone said. Cedric, honestly correctly, Cedric. It actually came to me and I realized many forms, as much as you say that you've created many ways of income, how about creating one thing that goes with everything that you build? Because as I'm doing the talent and model agency, I thought of all the different things that I want to do because I'm a person with anything art, music, poetry, dance, modeling, art. And that's why I created that company to accommodate basically every little dream that I'm trying to create. Well, with that, I'm actually struggling to get the right people to talk to based on music production. Because in modeling, I already have the right people. I think I was also in the Mr. and Mrs. Opinions of South Africa. And finding the right funding gets hard because I'm trying to basically foster production, modeling, and also accessibility for people with disabilities.
Yeah.
How do I get funding for that? And balancing all of that, everyone's having to get the correct partnerships with stakeholders that can actually make this something that exists. It's already registered as something.
Yeah. Well, first of all, well done on what you've done to this particular point. I think it's really great. And of course, you've identified a gap in the market, which I think is really fantastic as well. Before even looking at the funding aspect of it, I think it's important for you to have a very clear business model. So you've identified areas of opportunity, but we now need to look at what is your business model exactly? Who are you targeting? What are you offering? What is the unique selling proposition of what it is that you are offering? How are all of those streams of income actually going to make money and be sustainable? From an operations perspective, what are you going to need operationally for your business to run? What is your advertising strategy, your marketing strategy as well, to bring the talent in, for the talent to be booked, for your business to be able to make a revenue? And what is your business model from a sustainability perspective? You need to be 100% clear on that, because in your mind, it's also going to help you to plan for your business. What are your short, medium, and long-term goals with your business? How are you going to go about that before we even look at funding? Because anybody that is going to want to fund you is going to need to have all of those questions answered. So it's a long process. There's something that we call a business model canvas, and that is what helps you to unpack all of those different layers of the business, to be able to unpack it and to have a strategy and a plan going forward. Once you've got that, you can then be able to approach investors, funders, sponsors, collaborators, etc. But in order to do that, though, they're going to want to have all of those elements in place first. All right, so that is what I would recommend for you to do. Okay, fantastic. So this brings us to the end of our Q&A session. And we often find that this is such an important session as part of our workshops because we've got burning questions within us that we want to get answers to. Now, the next session that we're going to go into is our collaboration session. Now, this is a session that I find to be very, very exciting because within this room, we have an opportunity to collaborate with each other. We have an opportunity to support each other, to work with each other, to partner with each other, even to buy from each other. So in this collaboration session, we are going to share what we do and what opportunity we have available, either for somebody in the room to buy from us, somebody in the room to partner with us, somebody in the room to even help us as well. So this is something that I would like for us to go around the room and share what our collaboration opportunity is. All right, so let's kick off. Where is the roaming mic? Roaming mic, I would like you to go to the first exhibition over there, M&T Trading. I met this wonderful couple earlier on. It's always nice when you meet a couple that's running a business together because it means that their home has a shared vision for their business and where they see themselves going. So I would love for you to just share with us, what is your business about? How are we able to support you in your business? And any collaboration opportunity, who would you like to work with in the showcasing of your business, your perfumes, your book that you've written, which is so fantastic as well. So please do share with us.
Good day, everybody. Sorry. Thank you so much for this opportunity. We do not take it lightly, myself and my husband. So we are M&T Fragrances. We actually started with the fragrances, and then our business started growing, and then we ventured in other products, such as hair, facial, etc. And then we also went into the cotton business. We've been doing it for the past 7 years. Even before we got married, we were doing the business. And we had a lot of hiccups along the way, but we thank God for that because now we know the lessons that we've learned. It helps us to grow. What was the question?
So if we want to buy from you, how do we go about doing that? Are there any other types of businesses you might want to collaborate with? Maybe events to be able to showcase your fragrances, maybe those within fashion, etc., who might want to use your fragrances as well?
Yes, we definitely do want to collaborate with other businesses. My husband's statement for the business is, when he goes to see his customers, is, you are never fully dressed without fragrance.
True.
So we believe that we want to collaborate with other businesses. Our business is actually structured. We've got sales reps. So how it works is, it's for people that are working and people that are not employed. So you sell a bottle, like we sell a bottle of perfume for 150 rand. So what happens is you take your 50 rand and you bring 100 rand. So we both are eating from the pie.
Okay, fantastic. That's a wonderful opportunity. So those who are looking to expand their business offering, looking to start something new, this is a wonderful opportunity. How do they get in touch with you if they would like to do so?
So we are on, but our main social media platform is WhatsApp. We are also on Facebook, myself and my husband, we are reachable. We are also are reachable through our email addresses.
Okay, and the WhatsApp number?
It's 063 246 3407. Sorry guys, that's my weakness. I'm not good with memorizing numbers. That's really comes in. And then our email addresses are Bishop Markham Ali 25@gmail.com and I'm Person Ali 28@gmail.com. And then the number is also reachable. You guys can also call on that number.
If you can repeat the number, please.
It's 063 246 3407, and we're always together. So that's why it always depends on you.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you for sharing. Wonderful. So that is how you share collaboration opportunity. You share your name, you share what you do, and how we could potentially buy from you, work with you, collaborate with you, or if you need help with something as well. There was a gentleman at one of the workshops, and he stood up and says he's selling food, but he needs a health and safety certificate. And there was somebody in the audience that was actually able to help him get that health and safety certificate. In the Kwamashu workshop, there was a lady selling eggs, and she stood up, and there were 2 spaza shop owners in the audience, and they're now stocking her eggs. So the whole idea behind this is to say, we have power within the room that we are in right now. We can support each other, we can buy from each other, we can collaborate and partner with each other. All right, who's the next person that's willing to share their collaboration opportunity? I think I saw a hand somewhere. Who's going to be our next person? All right, roaming Mike, you can come here to the front. All right, the mic is coming to you. You did raise your hand. Okay, go for it, go for it.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I'm going to put my presentation first. Okay, I don't like giving speeches because it does make me nervous.
No problem, just 2 minutes, yeah.
But welcome, everybody. My name is Sasha, and my company is called Women in LPG SA. LPG means liquid petroleum gasoline, and we are a staffing solutions company. And every single person in this room needs me. Purely because how we started off is we were servicing all the NSNP schools in Gauteng. There was 1,600 schools since 2021. I'm in my 3rd year. And I'm struggling to pivot, but I need people like you and your businesses because I do have women that I'm skilling, specifically in the RPG industry, that contributes to every other industry in this room. So, for example, if you would need someone to work in your company, I can position them and even try and get funding or a stipend for them, because my main goal is to make sure that I can have the seniors, let's just say in our communities, to have a sustainable job, because statistically, our country has more women than men, and more women, should I say, as women. And this is my target market. So if you need someone to work in your company, need to grow, you don't want to pay a salary, I'm your girl.
Okay, wonderful, great stuff. How do we get in contact with you?
Okay. Everybody can take my WhatsApp number, and you should hopefully get a auto response. The number is 067 156 5167. Just say hi. Hopefully something will happen. Okay, my name is Sasha. Sasha, Mrs. Newman, I am married.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Sasha. Thank you for sharing. Thank you so, so much. All right, roaming Mike, you can go to the other end over there, the other exhibition table. We've got Tshegofatso Apani, who is with us, and she's a really great brand of cleaning products and detergents, etc. Please do tell us about it, Tshegofatso, and who you would like to work with as well.
Good morning. It is afternoon. Okay, good afternoon. My name is Tshegofatso, the founder of a cleaning detergent brand, Christian-based. It's called Clean Now. And we are a refill specialist, meaning we help you refill your finished detergent. You bring in your empty container, we refill. We say this is much cheaper because obviously then we reduce in terms of packaging cost. Importantly, our value proposition, we say we are dedicated to helping you overcome procrastination. And that's why the name is called Clean Now. So based on my work as an OP life coach, I've done suicide prevention sessions, I've worked with persons for people with depression, anxiety, and one common symptom is that people who have any depression, we don't clean ourselves, we don't clean our space. So by encouraging people to say, do it, clean now, do it now, right? What happens is that you have a clearer mind. When you have a clearer mind, you start taking the opportunity to say, okay, now my space is clean, I feel good, I feel great. Okay, let's now start looking for a job. So the opportunity that I'm currently looking for a partnership is to work with, I've got one group, which is in Soweto, which are nurses. I'd like to work, if you know that you are a caregiver, please, I'd like to work with you, because every time after we've done the manufacturing, we always have that last bit, that 300 mils, which is quite a lot, that we can start cleaning around areas of our old age, but also for people in NGO spaces who are suffering from depression, because when you clean your home, you have a clearer mind. When you have a clearer mind, you start taking an opportunity to start looking for a job or doing something to help you prosper. So,
wonderful.
Thank you. And when you can get me, because my number is 081 040 3402.
Great.
081 040 3402. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Great. Thank you. Thank you very much. I think we'll take one or two more collaboration opportunities before we wrap up. Okay, we've got one at the back there.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My name is Tando Hadebe. I am a forever business owner. So I've got two things that I can offer. So I've got health organic products that we offer. And the second one is that we also offer a business opportunity. So within the Forever Living business, we've got multiple streams of income. So if for like we know that nowadays there's not enough money in terms of you can't rely on your salary or just one business as well. So there's an opportunity to explore the business. So what happens is that when you join the business, you will be introduced to a team with coaches that will assist you in building your business. And so we've got a team that will provide training and guidance in this business. So if anyone is looking for an opportunity to make an extra income over and above what you're doing, you can reach out to me on 071 87 10 127. And then I will, when you contact me, you will I'll set up a WhatsApp call just to explain the business further so that you can make the right decision. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that. Nice and clear. Thank you so, so much. Do we have any other hands that are up? Final hands? All right. Thank you.
I like to talk, guys.
2 minutes. 2 minutes left, okay?
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
I want to collaborate with people. If you have a business and you guys are wearing uniform, you can call me. All right, I design, I make clothing for whatever opportunity, t-shirts, whatever, dress, if you want to look good, I'm the person to contact.
Okay.
Yes. My number
Wonderful.
is 064 998 7951. 064 998 7951. And not forgetting Heritage Day, guys. Traditional weddings, I'm going to go.
Wonderful. Thank you so, so much. I think this has shown us the collaboration opportunities that exist in this room. Let's continue to have the conversation even during our networking break as well. And don't forget to go to the FNB desk and ask them, how can they collaborate with you? How can they work with you in helping to grow and scale your business as well? So that brings us to the end of this session with me today. I hope that you've enjoyed our time together. One of the things I want to leave you with is that we do have a WhatsApp group. A lot of you got the information about this workshop from that group. If you're not on the group, please do go to the registration desk. Make sure that you're plugged into it because you'll be able to see all the other opportunities through Monetize Your Business in partnership with FNB. And you'll also be able to join our online masterclasses. So what we learned today does not end here. We're going to continue once a month meeting each other on Zoom and continue with our learning. We'll also share our podcast episodes with you so that we can continue with our learning. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. And I'll chat to you later. Cheers.
Thank you so much for that. And as we're looking to continue with the next segment, I'd just like to call the pitch finalists that will be pitching for us. You can make your way to the left. So that's Verity Oliphant. Where are you, Verity? Where are you? Okay, cool. Please make your way. Then there's Markham LA. Where's Markham? Please make your way to the left. Then Cindy Mkwanazi. Cindy, please also make your way there. Mr. Tap. Okay, cool. Please also just make your way. Ntabi Singh, where are you? Ntabi Singh. Okay, cool. Please make your way. And then Lunga, that Rejoice has communicated with you. Lunga, please make your way to the left. Then the judges as well, if you can please make your way to my left, to this table over here as well. The judges, if you can make your way to the table on the left as well. What I actually found interesting is that during the collaboration session, there's always, after somebody says their number, you'll always see like 2 or 3 people taking the number. It's not everybody. Collaboration is sometimes not for everybody, but it's good to see how you can see within your community, how you can find others to be able to collaborate with as well. Now, I want to let you know the finalists that we have selected, they have been given strict instructions, very strict instructions where they had to go and practice in front of the mirror. And what they've been told is that they only have 2 minutes to pitch. 2 minutes to pitch their business. They've been given specific questions that they must look to answer as well. Questions such as, who are you? Tell us about yourself. Who are you? They've also been asked to answer, what is your business? What does your business actually do? Also, they need to be able to tell us, what problem does your business actually solve? Does it actually solve any problems within the community? They also need to be able to answer, what is unique about your business? What is unique about your business? They also must tell us, how does your business make money? How does your business actually make money? They must also tell us, what would you use the money for? If you won the prize competition, what would you actually use that money for? And the last question as well relates to how does the audience reach you? And they need to do that. So now we know. So I'm going to call up the first participant to be able to come up, and we're going to give them good energy, okay? Our first participant that we've got for today is Verity Oliphant. Please help me welcome her to the stage. You can start.
Good day, my name is Verity. I stay in Klipspruit West. My company is called Eldorado Design. Now, I'm in the business of creating a culture of wearing African print. As I mentioned before, South Africans are very westernized in our dressings. So I want to create that culture where we start wearing African print. If you go to a shop, you cannot buy African prints in the retails. You can't find it anywhere. You need to look for a tailor. And these tailors are mostly foreigners, and they're far and few. So now we design, manufacture, bespoke as well as ready-to-wear designs with amazing quality fabric, okay? Now, we design and give this opportunity to our customers as we take this to the comfort of their own homes, all right? And then we have it ready in 5 to 7 working days. We have 4 streams of income. We do fashion shows, which we just had this last weekend. We do markets, we do social media, and we do referrals. What makes us different from our competitors? Verity owned designs, fun, easy to wear, everyday wear. And what makes us unique is the fact that we cater for every body type. South African women have very different unique bodies. We all know about that. So we cater for all of those type of women, all right? So now as a business, we all go through ups and downs. Business can be stringent and straining. For the last few months, I've had a down. So if I win this money, I will take the money to pay out my business bank account, my credit cards. Yes, I'm in a deficit there. So I will pay that up. And then in the balance, I will be taking it to buy products, to buy fabric. There's a new design that I've come up, and I'm going to the markets to get more business. I go all around South Johannesburg, and I visit markets. So what I'm saying to you guys, contact me, and I'm available. My social media handles is Verity on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. You can get me there. My cell phone number, as I mentioned before, 064 998 7951. That's it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for that. And I'll let you know it's a nerve-wracking 2 minutes. It goes by so quickly. And I will let you know something. I'll let you know something personal. We have this happen at every workshop, and we've been practicing even our elevator pitches all the time. And yet, even just last week, I was invited to a seminar, and there was somebody very important I had to meet, and I knew I only had 1 minute to try and capture their attention. And you know what? I failed miserably. Oh, I failed so miserably in that pitch. And her attention just went away so quickly. So it's something that often all of us women still practice our elevator pitch. We still need to learn how to do it and always to get it right. Because sometimes people, their attention span is so short, and especially with somebody that I need something from them, and now I lost their attention so quickly, and that moment was gone. So these are important lessons that we are learning here. Our next participant that we are going to welcome and still give that same energy to is Tazlin Ali. Please help me welcome Tazlin to the stage.
Good day, everybody. Once again, it is a privilege and an honor to stand here. So we are a company, myself and my husband, by the name of MEG Tradings and Products. Our business is we manufacture, supplying fragrances as well as a variety of other products such as bottom, hair, and face essentials. We are creating employment. We currently have 12 sales reps working with us. We buy our materials raw, which we then make it from scratch. Sorry. Our products are all sold on credit, as that is the margin that we are trying to break. And then we collect on a monthly basis, which the client then gives us and tells us when to collect it. We will use the funding to increase our stocks and create more employment in our community and our surrounding areas, as we do have quite a few sales reps wanting to work under us. We are reachable through our social media platforms, which is Facebook, WhatsApp, email, and so forth. Our WhatsApp number is 063-246-3407, and that is also our phone number. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. I can see that you practiced. I see that you practiced in front of the mirror there to be able to get all that information out at such a steady cadence and steady pace. We are moving right along, and we're going to welcome through our next participant who will be coming through to pitch their business. And our next participant is Cindy Mkwanazi. Please help me welcome Cindy to the stage. I don't have the timer, so I'll just be there.
Thank you. Good day, everyone. My name is Cindy Mkwanazi. I'm the founder CEO at Crystal Nature. We are a youth-owned, township-based detergent manufacturing company that was started in 2022. We specialize in the production of eco-friendly products. We also offer detergent manufacturing and training to aspiring entrepreneurs. The reason why we started this company was mainly to generate employment for the youth within our community. We also wanted to improve the quality of life by producing detergents that are affordable and of quality. Today we are pitching to request funding. We will use these funds to purchase equipment and raw material so that we can continue training more people. So far we have trained 50 individuals who came from different parts of South Africa and other parts of Africa. At the present moment, we are not well capacitated to meet the growing demand, so we need these funds to grow. Our business is, we make money by selling our products to individuals. We also make money by supplying local businesses within their community. We have partnered with a lot of businesses that include car washes, your local tuck shops, and other fast food shops. You can find us on our website, which is called crystalnature.co.za. We are also available on social media accounts under the name Crystal Nature. Thank you.
I know, I can see you guys understood the assignment. People have been practicing in front of the mirror. So this has been very good, and I'm encouraged. I'm encouraged by what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing out here today as well. Very, very good pitches. We will then welcome through our next participant, which will be Ntabi Singh. Please help me welcome Ntabi Singh to the stage.
Hi everyone, my name is Monetise. I'm 10 years old and I run the bakehouse. So the bakehouse started in my mother's kitchen, but envisions itself being a local and a lab brand and also a training academy to uplift young people who have tertiary fees like me. My business is solving problems like bringing together people who are young and have a passion for baking but don't have the fees to accomplish or obtain their goal. And I also conserve convenient bakes that are affordable to people, working class, and people that want things that are on the go. So I bring the cafe experience straight to your house. And I believe that my business is extremely unique because I'm a brand with a purpose. And I truly believe that people buy into more your story than the product itself. And I'm creating a movement for young people like me who do not have
the resources to obtain their dreams. What I will do with this 20,000 cash prize is that I'll be able to buy a new gas oven that will help with my productivity, as I have recently scored a gig by supplying a dessert menu to a restaurant. I'll be able to buy a fridge to display my goods, and I'll be able to take a short course that will help me enhance my skills on pastry as I grow and expand my menu. Thank you so much.
Wonderful, wonderful. And it's so interesting with the youth. No nerves, no nerves. The youth, good God, that's wonderful to see. So we are getting there. We've got 2 more to go, only 2 more to go. And what I've been picking up is that Group B seems to be much louder than Group A. So we'll see. That's what I'm picking up here. Cool, great. So we've only got 2 more. Our next participant is Lunga. Please help me welcome Lunga to the stage.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lunga Matula. I'm the founder and CEO of King's Sneaker Laundry and Shoe Care Services. We specialize in cleaning, maintaining, and refurbishing all types of shoes. We also sell products such as shoelaces and shoe keys. The problem that we're trying to solve is that we realize that people do not have the time or necessarily skills to clean their shoes. So what we offer into the market is professional, convenient sneaker laundry services. We clean all types of shoes, like I said, from your suede to your leather treatments. We started the business in 2021 when we were cleaning about 20 pairs a month, and we've grown over the years. We're cleaning about 100 pairs a month. And 3 months ago, we've had another turning point in our business. We've reshuffled our staff, and over the past 3 months, we've actually cleaned over 650 pairs of shoes. Team Kicks is not just a sneaker laundry. It's actually a blend for convenience, impact, and revenue generation. So part of the services that we offer is a collection and delivery services where we come to your house, so you don't have to move. Just send us a WhatsApp, the driver will be at the comfort of the house. That's where we make our money, by allowing people to pay for the services and for the connection and delivery services as well. The money that we request that we're going to be today, we're going to purchase tags. Tags will allow us to actually speed up our drying time, which will ultimately speed up our turnaround time. What we're also going to do with the cash prize we're going to do today is purchasing the marketing data. When we started the business, we were going all around doing brand activations. But because over the time, the color that we use actually failed, so we need a new marketing color just to revitalize our brand activations, just to expand our brand exposure as well. You can find us on our cell number is 065 979 7754, and it's Clinics SA on Facebook, Clinics Sneaker Laundry on Instagram as well. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you so much. And now this is going quite along, this is moving quite along, and we now have our final participant for today. You know, interestingly, one of the questions that we ask in the segment is, how does your business make money? And I'll tell you why that actually sits there. I attended a funding in Daba, in Sandton, about 2 months ago. They had about 30 different funders at this event, and they had a segment for people to pitch their businesses. And they were given 5 minutes to pitch their businesses. And some of them were asking for 15 million rand. Some were asking for 25 million rand. And I saw this one gentleman come up and he spoke asking for 25 million, and he did his speech. And I thought, oh, they didn't prep him nicely. This isn't fair. He spoke for 5 minutes, and none of us know how this business will make money. So these are important lessons we are all learning here. Even if you're not pitching today, these are important questions to be able to make sure that we can be able to answer in a very short space of time when we need to capture their attention, because pitching is not only to investors and funders, we also pitch to our clients. We pitch to our family. So these are important lessons that we are able to learn. We now have our final participant for today, and we're going to give good energy. I spoke to him earlier and he's a little bit nervous. But we're going to let him know he's got nothing to be nervous about. Our final participant is Mr. Tap. Welcome, Mr. Tap, to the stage.
And the counter?
I'll count it down now. Yeah, I'll let you know. You can start here. You can start here.
Can start?
Yeah.
Okay, Toya. I am Mr. Tam, the regional head. I lost my sight and got injured at the tender age of 14. Between that space, it was dark, and radio was the only source of communication you could understand. But during that space, I realized that there is a huge gap for persons with disabilities. That's how skills, the village radio was established. It's a communications platform for persons with disabilities. It's been in existence for the past 3 years, and we are available across all social media platforms, which is Skills Village Radio. And how we generate income actually is that through advertising, we sell shows, and we do outside broadcasting like this one here, right? With the funds that we get, we will get here, it will help us a lot. It will help us a lot with purchasing new equipment, because we have old equipment, and equipment for persons with disabilities are very expensive. It's very, very expensive. And we are available on social media platforms. I think I said that. And we are available on 081-234-5578. Social media platforms, Skills Village Radio across social media platforms. And I think that's where I can keep it. I think, but Skills Village Radio is for persons with disabilities. We have over 50 people who are persons with disabilities. We have trained, and we are people across social media platforms. Oh wow! And we were presenters in Cape Town, Soweto, Pretoria, and everything is doing well. We are targeting the 7.5% with disabilities right here in Southern Africa. So thank you so much. I have appreciated it, Toya.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. And these are your finalists that have now managed to pitch. How do they do? I think they all deserve another round of applause. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy to come up here and pitch in front of your community, in front of people in such a short space of time. I was actually even reminded, I'd actually forgotten that the messaging that we had sent had related to that the pitch prize that will be allocated to the person who finishes number one. We had it for a long time at 15,000 Rand, and that was for year one. We had it at 15,000 Rand, but now we're in year two, and FNB has increased that to 20,000 Rand. Thank you so much. Always remember, last year's price is not this year's price. Last year's price is not this year's price. And we even put that into practice ourselves here as well. We're now going to allow time for the judges to deliberate. And so we're going to a break. Just a reminder, you can go straight outside on the left. That's where the bathroom facilities are. The exhibitors are here and on the sides as well. The FNB team are there at the back.